But my sister's armies fight for her out of fear. The Unsullied will be fighting for something greater. They will be fighting for freedom.
Yeah.
The person who gave it to them.
Yeah.
They will be fighting for you. That is why they will triumph.
Oh!
That's a hard fucking throw, too.
Yeah.
He pinned him to the goddamn wall. That was crazy.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the YouTube channel. My name is Cam. This is Zay, and we are here watching Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 3, The Queen's Justice. Which queen are we talking about? Well, there's only one way to find out. With that being said, if you guys like what you're watching, make sure you leave a like down below. It really does help with the algorithm, helps get our video out there more, helps people recognize it. Hit that subscribe button. You can also hit that bell notification button to be notified the next time we upload a new video. And if you want to watch our full-length reaction to this, the next 6 episodes, you can check that out on Patreon. Link for that is in the description. Zay, what do you remember previously?
We finally got a naval battle. One I'd been waiting on.
Yeah.
I was waiting on a naval battle, I should say. Didn't go the way I thought it was. I thought that, they were going to hold their own a little bit better against Euron, that being, Yara and, the ladies of Dorne. Theon, or should I say maybe Reek? Yo, that had to have been heartbreaking, man, being Yara, watching your brother just literally jump ship right there. That was crazy.
I think she knew it before it happened. She could see it in his face.
See it in his eyes. I didn't think it was going to happen, but then I was like, whoa. Like, you could see it when he dropped the sword. So that's crazy. Is Euron now returning to Cersei with a gift? The gift being, Yara. And I'm sorry, I forget the Queen of Dorne's name, guys.
Miss Martell. I keep forgetting her name. I think
Queen,
it's Elaria or something. Elaria or something.
Yeah, something along those lines. So we apologize, but that could be the gift that he had been discussing, bringing to Cersei. And that was all part of Tyrion's plan that he had devised out to Dany after we had seen them kind of discussing with the other families what the best method of action is. And a lot of them were saying, really, they were siding on, go to King's Landing. We have dragons, we have this, we have that. Let's just strike it while the iron's hot. So it doesn't pose well for him. Arya found out from Hot Pie that Winterfell is no longer controlled by the Boltons. And in fact, Jon has control of it. Her siblings are there. So it seemed as though she had almost a change of heart because she was originally going to King's Landing. It seemed almost like I got to get to Winterfell is what is the vibe it gave me. Could be wrong. I guess, we'll certainly find out, but I think that she's personally now going to be on her way.
I don't know
Winterfell.
I don't know for sure if Hot Pie mentioned Sansa.
I can't remember if he mentioned Sansa or if he just I think he just mentioned Jon.
But either way,
it was enough for her to be like,
she knows the Boltons were at Winterfell. She probably knew Sansa might have been married, but I don't know for sure her knowledge on Sansa. But yeah, she knows Jon has it now. And
even if she gets there, she's not going to see Jon because Jon is on his way to Dragonstone. He had gotten a letter from Sam in regards to Dragon Glass being buried in a Dragonstone, and then had received a letter a few days before from Tyrion, basically saying, come to Dragonstone, bend the knee to the queen. And he realized it was Tyrion based on the last piece of the letter was something that Tyrion had said to him.
All dwarves are bastards in their father's eyes.
So Jon decided to ride out with Davos. So they're going to ride out to the port and then sail for Dragonstone. And I just had another thing in my head and it just slipped.
Sam?
Yes. Sam is doing a forbidden procedure on Jorah to remove his grayscale. It's been done successfully twice, but got banned because the maester that did it actually ended up dying from grayscale, and it was so dangerous of a procedure. But he went in there at night. He snuck in. He's doing it currently. We don't know if it was successful. Will there be repercussions? Will Jorah even survive it? Could Jorah die from it? It's a lot of grayscale he has to remove from his body. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Is that?
That's a nice little recap.
Probably ties up most of it.
With that being said, thank you guys for being here. Let's get into the episode.
Oh, shit. Okay, they just Took no time to bring us with them. Okay.
Bastard of Winterfell,
The dwarf.
dwarf of Casterly Rock.
Oh, Casterly Rock. Yeah, I guess is more fitting.
Welcome to Dragonstone. Our queen knows this is a long journey. She appreciates the efforts you have made on her behalf. If you wouldn't mind handing over your weapons.
I would have been like, nope.
Dothraki has no idea what he's holding right now.
Bro, literally no idea.
Please, this way.
Stark men don't fare well when they travel south. True. But I'm not a Stark.
He's never seen one of those.
Yeah, Tyrion couldn't have gave a heads up.
Don't worry, Drogon gave the heads up.
The rest of these fucks are like, oh, you didn't notice our pet lizards. Our flying lizards.
Dude, that's got to be the craziest sight. Like, almost as crazy or as crazy as seeing the White Walkers for the first time.
Yeah, bro.
You begged us to summon the king in the north. Don't you want to see him again?
No, she got banished last time.
I did not part on good terms with the king in the north, or his advisor.
No, you did not.
Why? Bear said why.
Because of mistakes I made.
Want to be a little more specific there?
Yeah, that's a light, nice term. You should say, like, felonies I supported.
So where will you go?
Volantis.
Good.
I will return, dear spider. One last time.
My lady.
I have to die in this strange country. Just like you.
Oh, shit.
Bro, I would have been like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? He's shook right now. He's like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
You stand in the presence of Daenerys Stormborn of House Targaryen, rightful heir to the Iron Throne, rightful queen of the Andals and the First Men, protector of the Seven Kingdoms, the mother of dragons, the Khaleesi of the Great Grass Sea, the Unburnt, the breaker of chains.
That would drive me nuts having to say that shit every time.
This is Jon Snow.
King of the North.
He's king in the north.
He also died once. That counts for anything.
The last king in the north was Torrhen Stark, who bent the knee to my ancestor Aegon Targaryen. In exchange for his life and the lives of the Northmen,
But you're not
Torrhen
queen.
Stark swore fealty to House Targaryen in perpetuity.
Oh, shit.
So I assume, my lord, you're here to bend the knee.
I am not.
Oh. She's like,
Oh.
bitch. She's like,
Your father burned my grandfather alive. He burned my uncle alive. He would have burned the Seven
My
Kingdoms.
father was an evil man.
This is insane.
Yeah.
I ask your forgiveness for the crimes he committed against your family. And I ask you not to judge a daughter by the sins of her father.
Oh, which is what John was saying about the houses
Yeah.
up in the north.
Yeah.
Bend the knee, and I will name you Warden of the North. Together, we will save this country from those who would destroy it.
It's not a bad proposition.
She can't make him warden, though, until she's actually queen.
You're not guilty of your father's crimes.
What are you about to
And
say?
I'm not beholden to my ancestors' vows. Your Grace, everyone you know will die before winter's over if we don't defeat the enemy to the north.
As far as I can see, you are the enemy to the north.
I am not your enemy.
Okay.
The dead are the enemy.
The dead.
Oh, yeah. She's like, what is this?
The army of the dead is real. The White Walkers are real. The Night King is real. I've seen them. If they get past the wall and we're squabbling amongst ourselves,
Cool.
we're finished.
It's facts.
I have been sold like a brood mare. I've been shamed and betrayed,
Yeah.
raped
Yeah.
and defiled.
Yeah.
Do you know
True.
what kept me standing through all those years in exile? Faith. Not in any gods. Not in myths and legends. In myself.
She did start
Right.
from the
In
bottom.
Daenerys Targaryen.
Well, It'll be a cold rule of King's Landing then.
I was born
Yeah.
to rule the Seven Kingdoms,
Okay.
and
got
I
it.
will.
That's fine. We need your help.
We're
You
rolling
totally
over a
missed
graveyard.
Yeah, see,
fucking-
John
If we
just
don't
Yeah.
defeat the Night
you'll be
King.
ruling over a graveyard.
Graveyard, literally.
You don't believe him. You were the first to bring Dothraki to Westeros. He is the first to make allies of wildlings and Northmen.
Yep.
Bars.
He was named King in the North.
Bars.
Not because of his
Came-
birthright. He has no birthright. He's a damn bastard.
Came back to
Bars.
life.
All
Say it.
those hard sons of bitches chose him as their leader because they believe in him.
Bars.
Facts.
All those things you don't believe in. He faced those things.
Bars.
Fought those things for the good of his people.
Bars.
He risked his life for his people. He took a knife in the heart for his people. He gave his own...
DJ Khaled. He's about to say it.
Yeah, John gave him that look.
Don't
Shut
say
the
that I
fuck up.
died once.
There's no time for any of this while we stand here debating.
It takes no time to bend the knee. Pledge your soul to her cause.
And why would I do that?
Yo, Tyrion's like, fuck it. Come on.
As far as I can tell, your claim to the throne rests entirely on your father's name, and my own father fought to overthrow the Mad King.
Oh, ho, ho.
Yo, this dialogue's insane.
That's fair. It's also fair to point out that I'm the rightful queen of the Seven Kingdoms. By declaring yourself king of the northernmost kingdom, you are in open rebellion.
But you're not queen. Your father got taken out. There was a new king. A new family took over. You lost that.
You'll both be tired after your long journey. We'll have baths drawn for you and supper sent to your rooms.
Oh, is Varys about to drop that news about
Am I
the
your prisoner?
battle?
Not yet.
Oh,
I don't know. I'll be like,
these
I'm going
two,
home.
man, that was like fucking like
This
yeah,
was, bro, two fucking bulls, bro, going at it.
yeah.
But both with valid points, but like
Oh yeah.
too proud to bend to either one.
Our Ironborn and Dornish allies were attacked en route to Dorne.
And?
2 or 3 ships escaped. The rest sunk or captured. Ilaria and the Sand Snakes
Ilaria.
dead or captured. The Greyjoys dead or captured.
Oh boy.
Oh shit.
Your sister's dead.
You're on her side.
You saw him take her. But you got away.
I couldn't save her. I tried.
You wouldn't be here if you tried.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Cersei's like, hey, I know what it's like.
Facts. Dang. They had to do it to the one I liked, the one daughter I liked.
Well, that's the guy who killed her husband.
Yeah.
Please accept this gift on behalf of all of your loyal subjects in the Iron Islands. Justice for your murdered daughter.
That's a pretty good gift.
Yeah.
You shall have what your heart desires
Jamie's like, what?
when the war is won.
Oh. Oh, he thought he was gonna get that instant gratification. Nah, son. Cersei played with you.
If you have any advice at all, I would love to hear it.
Oh,
When we have an
nah.
hour or two to speak as brothers.
Oh boy.
Does she like it gentle
Oh.
or rough? A finger in the bum. Not now.
Sheesh.
I would have killed him right there.
When my daughter was taken from me, my only daughter. Well, you can't imagine how that feels unless you've lost a child. I fed her at my own breast, even though they told me to give her to the wet nurse. I couldn't bear to see her in another woman's arms.
Okay.
Right.
She was mine. And you took her from me. Why did you do that? Doesn't matter now.
Damn, she was kind of almost breaking from that cold to like it was almost like how could you do this to me? It was crazy. That was interesting to see.
Your daughter's a beauty too.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
You chose to murder my daughter. You must have felt powerful after you made that choice. Do you feel powerful now? I thought about having Sir Gregor crush your skull the way he did Oberyn's. Would be poetic, I suppose, but fast. Too fast.
Bro.
I thought about having him crush your daughter's skull. She's so beautiful. The thought of this lovely face cracking open like a duck egg.
Oh my god.
No, it's just not right.
Bro. Oh.
Qyburn, he's the cleverest man I know. Clever enough to learn what poison you used to murder
She
Marcella.
just gave her the same treatment?
Yep.
Your daughter will die here in this cell. And you will be here watching when she does.
Whew.
Oh my god.
If you refuse to eat the force food down your throat, you will live to watch your daughter rot. To watch that beautiful face collapse to bone and dust.
Oh my gosh. Damn.
Oh, that's crazy. No. What? She's like, what do you mean, no? That was a short-lived no. There, Jamie. Really compelled her to stop, huh?
What are you doing? No one can see us like this.
I am the queen of the Seven Kingdoms. I'll do as I please.
Yeah, bro. She's a little power drunk.
Yeah.
That has got to be awkward, though.
The visitor from Bravos has arrived. Good. And we'll need fresh sheets for the bed. At once, Your Grace.
We'll need fresh ones. 'Cause him and I
did it.
Up top. She's like, I don't want to high five. Your queen commands you up top.
No, thank you.
Do you recognize him?
My condolences, Your Grace, on the death of
I don't
your
remember his
son.
name.
From all
I don't
reports,
remember his
he
name
was
at
a
all.
fine young man.
I kind of recognize his face, but nothing crazy.
He's the guy at the Iron Bank. Yeah, the one in charge. Or at least the one negotiating.
He's like, yeah.
The Iron Bank wants its gold back.
Your father never minced words either. But yes, your debts are considerable. Daenerys Targaryen has 3 full-grown dragons. How well do wooden ships fare against fire-breathing dragons?
Her dragons might not be as invulnerable as some think. But let's talk about the Targaryen girl.
That's scary. She's got those crossbow things. That one.
The Lannisters owe the Iron Bank quite a lot of money, but Lannisters always pay their debts to former slaves, or Dothraki, or dragons.
Makes a point.
Give me a fortnight. Stay in King's Landing as my honored guest. And when you return to Bravos, I swear to you, my debt will be paid in full.
She's making a lot of promises and all. She's talking big game. Can she back it up?
We'll have to see.
I like how heavy this is in dialogue. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's a really good dialogue-heavy episode.
I'm a prisoner on this island.
I wouldn't say you're a prisoner on this island. You're free to walk the castle, the beaches, to go wherever you want.
Except my ship. He took my ship.
I wouldn't say we took your ship.
I'm not playing word games with you.
She protects people from monsters, just as you do. That's why she came here.
Tyrion out here spitting
She's not about to
facts.
head north to fight an enemy she's never seen on the word of a man she doesn't know. After a single meeting, it's not a reasonable thing to ask.
True.
Yeah.
Speaking of facts, yeah.
Do you have anything reasonable to ask?
We need your dragon glass. Give it to me.
Dragon glass.
Yes.
Yes.
Volcanic glass. Obsidian. He says you have a tremendous amount of it here,
Why are we talking about glass? We just lost 2 of our allies.
which is why I was speaking to Jon Snow, a potential ally.
You don't have to believe him. Let him mine the dragon glass. If he's wrong, it's worthless. You didn't even know it was here. It's nothing to you.
That's such a fair point.
Such
Give
a fair
him
point.
something by giving him nothing.
Give him something by giving him nothing.
What was that Sir Davos said? About taking a knife in the heart for his people. Did you notice that?
You must allow them their flights of fancy. It's dreary in the north.
Nah, son. She was right to question that shit. She was like, nah. He was about to say some shit. Dude.
Amazing thing to see.
I named them for my brothers, Viserys and Rhaegar. They're both gone now. People thought dragons were gone forever, but here they are. Perhaps we should all be examining what we think we know.
Okay.
I will allow you to mine the dragon glass and forge weapons from it.
Hey.
Any resources or men you need, I will provide for you.
Okay. But in exchange for what? You gonna ask for something?
Thank you.
Interesting. Guess it's like
Tyrion
yeah,
said, give him something by giving him nothing.
So you believe me then about the Night King and the army of the dead?
She does not. No, I don't think she does.
You'd better get to work, Jon Snow.
It's a step in the right direction, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Telling me we don't have enough food, especially not if the armies of the north come back to defend Winterfell.
No.
We must prepare for that eventuality. Whatever direction the threat comes from, this is the best place to be.
Looks like Sansa's got a problem to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's doing well with it though. She's stepping into the leadership role very well.
Yeah.
Fight every battle, everywhere, always, in your mind. Everyone is your enemy. Everyone is your friend. Every possible series of events is happening all at once.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Check out our reaction.
Lady Sansa, at the gate.
Dude, she's about to shit a kitten. Oh wait, no, she's in Winterfell. I keep fucking forgetting that. I keep forgetting that they're at Winterfell and they're not at the wall. I want to see Bran fucking get his siblings back. Oh,
there you fucking go!
So she is gonna shit a kitten. So she did shit a kitten.
Oh shit! He was a wee little baby.
Literally, bro.
Oh man,
Doesn't seem
Stark reunion.
Doesn't seem too thrilled about the reunion. He's just kind of sitting there.
Yeah.
Expecting a little, like a bit of a hug or something. He's just like,
You're Lord of Winterfell now.
I can never be Lord of Winterfell. I can never be Lord of anything. I'm the three-eyed raven.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know what that means.
It means I can see everything. Everything that's ever happened to everyone. Everything that's happening right now.
Everywhere, all at once. Check out our reaction.
Yep, please. Please.
I'm sorry for all that's happened to you. I'm sorry it had to happen here, in our home.
He's talking about the Bolton situation.
Mm-hmm.
It was so beautiful that night.
It's like, how do you know that this
Snow
went down?
falling. Just like now. And you were so beautiful. In your white wedding dress.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this would creep me out, bro.
I have to go back inside, Bran.
I'll stay a bit longer.
Yeah, Jon, so Bran's a fucking freak now? Like,
dude,
what
somehow was able to predict. Oh, he knew everything that I did.
Oh my goodness.
He fucking did it. Seems like.
The infection no longer appears to be active.
Oh shit.
One could almost be forgiven for thinking that the entire upper layer of diseased skin was debrided, and the underlying region treated with some sort of unguent.
Don't know anything about that.
Doc, it just healed on its
I
own.
just started feeling better.
Yeah.
I just woke up and it fell off of me.
You're free to go, sir. This chamber is needed for the infectious, which you are no longer. Tarly, I'd like to speak with you in my study this evening.
I'm going to whip the shit out of you.
First time he can touch someone.
Flips his palm over. It's just one scale left.
Oh.
Oh my god. Fucking cry.
You could have infected yourself and others. You could have devastated the entire citadel. But you didn't.
Looks like he's not infected.
Okay.
All these manuscripts and scrolls are rotting away. I need you to make copies of them.
What?
What? That saved a man's life.
A reward. Your reward is not being immediately expelled from the Citadel.
All right. All right.
All right.
Be careful of the paper mites. They like flesh as well.
The what? The what?
We need to find Euron Greyjoy's fleet and sink it.
Your Grace, he's already destroyed a good portion of our fleet. To send our remaining ships after him.
I'm not talking about sending our ships after him.
Send the dragons.
You'd be flying around the open seas alone for who knows how long.
I wouldn't be alone. I would have Drogon, Viserion, and Rhaegal. What can anyone do to them?
Hold on now. Cersei's got
it only
something.
takes one arrow.
It's too great a risk.
Right. And that's true. If an arrow hits you, Danny.
Yeah.
What about Casterly Rock?
The Lannister army is still the army my father built. Well-trained and well-provisioned. 10,000 men at least. They will see us coming.
Oh my god. What a badass.
Yeah.
The fight up the walls will be hard. We will be at a disadvantage. Many men will die. Just as my father said they would.
Oh, damn.
Interesting thing about my father. He built our house up from near ruin. He built our army. He built Casterly Rock as we know it. But he didn't build the sewers. That was beneath him. So he gave the job to the lowest person he could find. Me.
Oh.
Couldn't walk them through the front gates. I couldn't have them in my chambers. So in the process of building the sewers, I threw in something for myself.
Tyrion, you naughty dog.
It was a passage.
You naughty, naughty.
No better place for low pursuits than beneath the ground. Casterly Rock is an impregnable fortress. But as a good friend of mine once said, give me 10 good men, and I'll impregnate the bitch.
Hey, shout out to Bronn. Casterly Rock is an impregnable force, but I gave it a vagina.
I opened that shit up. That's crazy.
They will be outnumbered. They will have less armor and fewer weapons.
But they're unsullied. They got it.
But my sister's armies fight for her out of fear. The Unsullied will be fighting for something greater. They will be fighting for freedom.
Yeah.
Person who gave it to them.
Yeah.
They will be fighting for you. That is why they will triumph.
Oh!
That's a hard fucking throw, too.
Yeah.
He pinned him to the goddamn wall. That was crazy. Son of a bitch. Euron in his fucking ships.
Where are they? Where are the rest of the Lannisters?
Tyrion, you better fucking have a good explanation for this one.
Bro.
Here they are at Highgarden.
What are you gonna do now?
Clever Lannisters.
Yeah.
It's done.
It is.
And now the rains weep o'er our halls.
The Rains of Castamere.
Your brother and his new queen thought you would be defending Casterly Rock.
The truth is, Casterly Rock isn't worth much anymore.
So you just let them take it.
For now, they won't be able to hold it. Euron Greyjoy's navy burned their ships. He emptied the larders before we left.
Damn.
And you took your army, your real army, and went where they weren't.
As Robb Stark did to me at Whispering Wood.
Yeah, remember?
Mm-hmm.
She's a monster, you do know that.
To you, I'm sure. To others as well.
To everybody.
But after we've won,
just not
there's
you.
no one left to oppose us. When people are living peacefully in the world she built, do you really think they'll wring their hands over the way she built it?
Yeah.
They might.
Yeah.
You really do love her. You poor fool. She'll be the end of you.
Possibly. Not much to be gained from discussing it with you, though, is there? Cersei had several ideas. Whipping you through the streets and beheading you in front of the Red Keep. Playing you alive and hanging you from the walls of King's Landing.
Yep. Like I said, she's a monster.
Yeah.
I talked her out of those.
Drink it.
Will there be pain?
No, I made sure of that.
That's good.
Well, that's nice.
What a nice
All right.
guy.
Down the hatch.
She immediately just like. But there will be suffering.
I'd hate to die like your son.
Oh.
Clawing at my neck. Foam and bile spilling from my mouth. Eyes blood red. Skin purple.
Oh.
A shocking scene.
And I did
Not at all what I intended.
Oh.
I'd never seen the poison work before.
She just admitted it.
You better
Tell
hope
Cersei.
that wasn't water he poured in his shit.
To know it was me.
Imagine it wasn't even poison. It was just that
Well,
was
she
water.
knows now. Like it was. He knows for sure. Like if he had any doubt, Tyrion did it or not.
Right.
She fucking spilled the beans. She said, "Is there going to be pain in this?" And he's like, "Nope." She said, "Bet I killed your son." Like,
Not what I intended though. Pussy, tell your wife too. Tell your sister wife, your sister wife that I did it. That was
All right.
crazy.
That was Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 3. If you guys liked what you were watching, again, leave a like down below. It really does help with the algorithm. And if you want to watch our full-length reaction to this and the next 6 episodes, you check that out on Patreon. Also, you can hit that subscribe button down below. It'd be greatly appreciated. With that being said, Zay, what are your initial thoughts?
Very dialogue heavy episode, but like it was a nice switch up. Not too much like crazy action. It was more just a lot of events unfolding and getting to see a lot of interactions, which is really cool. I liked it.
Yeah,
I
a
definitely
lot
was
of
a big
different
fan of this.
character interactions, a lot of wicked dialogue. I think this was probably one of the best dialogue episodes I've ever seen.
Lots
up
of
to this
tables
point.
turning in turns of events where it's like, they have, oh, wait, oh, shit. Like, a lot of.
We had Jon and Dany. We had.
Please stop. My Alexa turned on. Sorry.
Oh, we had Jon and Dany. We had Cersei and Elaria. We had Olenna and Jaime. There was a lot of dialogue going on here with Jon and Tyrion. There's a lot going on. So, yeah. Well, with that being said, let's get into the Q&A. First on the list, let's talk about Jon's arrival to Dragonstone. Let's just talk about Jon and Dany first, and we'll cover the other things second. So Jon arrives at Dragonstone, and he says, "I'm not bending the knee." And we got this huge, amazing back and forth. It was wild between Dany and Jon about, yeah, but your father said you would. It's like, yeah, but we don't judge by the father. It's like, yeah, okay, but how about this? How about that? There was a lot of back and forth, but ultimately, Jon didn't bend the knee. And he said, this is all a child's game. We need to fight the North. Dany didn't seem to believe anything he was saying about the army of the dead. Tyrion was even like, what is going on right now?
Yeah.
But Tyrion ultimately said, what is some route that we can step in the right direction here? What is there anything I can do for you? And he said, yeah, Dragonglass. And Tyrion talked to Dany and said, look, it's worth this to us, and if it helps, our relationship with Jon, give it to him. And that's what she did, and now he's able to start mining for Dragonglass. Now, you and I, at least you, don't know whether or not there will be any Dragonglass left, or if there is, how much there would be. But he's got permission now. What are your thoughts about that whole situation with Dany and Jon? Do you think that they'll be able to have a successful relationship without Jon bending the knee? And if Jon doesn't bend the knee, then Dany will never be queen of the 7 kingdoms, because there will always be that northern kingdom belonging to Jon. What are your thoughts about that whole situation, and how much Dragonglass might be left, and if that's ultimately going to, show up and help them out?
Yeah, it's interesting to see if they were able to function. The only way they could really function on that level without having Jon bend the knee is they just don't. It feels like either one they don't really acknowledge the other one's war that they're fighting, Right. But to be fair, both of them think that their war is far more important. I personally think that the North war is a little bit more important because the repercussions of the wall falling,
like John said, you'd be ruling over a graveyard.
Yeah. So, you know, they don't, but she's like, what are you talking about? What is this army of the undead? You know, she's not from Westeros. She doesn't know these, like, she's not concerned about that shit. So it's fair. They both aren't really recognizing each other's battles or like what they're trying to fight for at an equal to theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she technically wouldn't, maybe it's a change in how Westeros is ruled, and maybe we do have a North King, and then you just have the. I mean, it'd be weird. You have that split. It's not really always good to do that, because that can cause bickering.
Who's to say Dany would be okay with it at the end of the day? I mean, she's been pretty hard pressed about ruling the Seven Kingdoms. So
yeah, so I mean, could we see something like that happen? Sure. How likely is it to happen? I think it'd be more likely that I think it would be more likely to happen if Dany assisted Jon or was able to assist Jon and provide some extra support. I know she gave him the dragon glass, which is huge for them if there is some dragon glass that they can mine stuff. But, to him, he's probably like, I'm asking for the bare minimum here, man. Like, I really would prefer if you could actually come help us.
Right.
But Dany, like I said, Dany has a point. How much dragon glass might be there? I mean, here's the thing is that with the dragon glass, we found out that it was in Dragonstone because of a book that's locked away and limited to very few eyes that Sam happened to steal. Like if he never found it. So there's a good chance that there's a lot of it there or a decent amount,
Sure.
Only people that would really know are people that were in Dragonstone prior. And I don't know how involved they were like in the last long night is what they call it when it's like the winter.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So there might be dragon glass stored there that people it kind of got lost in translation and forgotten about. Or that shit might have got yoinked. And that, I mean, who knows? I guess we'll find out hopefully in the next episode or maybe episode after that. I don't think it'll be as much as they're expecting, but I think there'll be some. I think there'll be a decent amount.
All right. We'll have to see. Next on the list, we had Euron and Cersei have a little bit of a talk. It seems like Euron gave Cersei the woman who murdered her daughter. That was a pretty damn good gift, if you ask me. And as a bonus, he gave her her daughter, and he gave her Yara as well. So it looks like Cersei said, "Gift accepted. We're aligned, and if we win, then you got my booty." That's basically what she was saying. And she went down and told Ellaria that it's like, hey, look, I was thinking about all the things I could do to you, but ultimately she gives her daughter's death the same death that her daughter got, and now
same treatment.
Ellaria's down there to watch. And that's pretty brutal. And then she went to Jaime and said, "Get over here, you're mine." Went down on him. So I know you mentioned she definitely seems pretty power.
She's like drunk on. She's like drunk on power. Yeah.
Right. So, what are your thoughts about that whole situation with Cersei? We know that Euron is out and at it again. We'll talk more about what happens there in a little bit. But, do you think Cersei is going to, basically be successful in her endeavors? Do you think her mind's going to cloud her judgment? We saw her talking to the Iron Bank. Do you think that that's going to go well? She said, "Please join me." It doesn't seem like Dany's going to help out your banking. She's not for slaves.
Yeah.
She has Dothraki unsullied. How are those guys going to help your bank? Join me, and your debt will be paid in full. Do you think that she's going to win over the Iron Bank side? What are your thoughts about Cersei in this whole situation based off of what we saw in this episode?
Yeah, she's definitely drunk on power. I mean, she quite literally just let Jaime get seen by that one servant. She's like, "I'm the queen. I'll do as I wish."
Right.
Heavy Joffrey vibes, honestly, with like the like, maniacal, like just like I'm the ruler, so I do, and you listen to me when I say. And so you can see where he got it from for sure. What side of the family he got it from? Well, I guess it was all the same side of the family. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, the problem is that you're she's not. I mean, Jamie had a good point when they were in when him and Euron were talking like in the near the throne or whatever. Euron was like something about like, oh, you gotta love this or something like that, and Jamie's like, this is the same crowd that was throwing shit at her not too long ago, and it's like it's true, like how these people kind of, just feel like she always rules out of fear. She rules out, like the Lannisters kind of seem to more rule out like fear, and like that's how they rule, versus someone like Daenerys who's trying to rule out of favorability of the people. And fear and stuff like that can result in people trying to take you out and shit. And if you're this drunk on power and you think that I'm invincible, I can do what I wish, I think it's clouding. I think it's gonna cloud her judgment. I think that she might start to make mistakes. She does have the advantage of having two very good military minds, one leading land, one leading sea. But it's just, I don't know. And in regards to the Iron Bank, man, I'd be, if I was the Iron Bank right now, if I had at least from this episode, if I got that information on what they just did, I'd say, yeah, I'd probably put my money on Cersei right now. She just seems like they seem like they're in such a good position. They're taking people out left and right.
Yeah, especially now after this episode.
They're outplaying, like they're making Daenerys look like a child.
Yeah.
A child in this game, as John was saying. So definitely, and that makes it easier too to function when you're at an advantage like that. You can, you can kind of sit back and relax a little bit. Don't want to sit back too relaxed, but versus Dany, who's probably more flustered and like panicking. I mean, you heard her. She's like, I'll fly my dragons out and we'll burn down the ships. And like, well, we don't know where they are, how long you'd be out to sea. You just have your dragons. One arrow could kill you. Like, you can't just, the dragons aren't just, oh, I have dragons, so I win. So it's interesting. But I think the Iron Bank might end up, if they support her, that's going to be a fucking issue.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. Speaking of supporting her, we have Sansa at Winterfell, and Baelish is like, this looks good on you, this leadership basically and whatnot. And that's an interesting dynamic between those two. But then Bran shows up, and Bran is like, and Sansa's like, well, now that you're here, you're the Lord of Winterfell. Like, she very much respects the Stark name and who gets to be in charge and whatnot. But Bran said, no, I can't do that. I can't be any of these. I'm the three-eyed raven. She's like, well, how do you know? Like, what do you mean? He's like, well, the three-eyed raven told me that. I was
the
like,
three-eyed raven told me. I thought you were the three-eyed raven.
And then he brought up Winterfell when the Boltons were around, and that was definitely interesting. What are your thoughts about that whole dynamic? He did seem to be, like you mentioned, kind of emotionless here. And what are your thoughts on that whole situation that's happening at Winterfell with Baelish, Sansa, and Bran, and how that might affect the future of things?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just is like a hot potato, right? They're like, oh, nope. So he thought Bran was going to take it. Nope, it's back to you. You could be the leader of Winterfell, but you try to pass it off onto Bran. Bran's like, I can't. He seemed it was weird how emotionless he felt. I mean, maybe he was just, I mean, he's been through the fucking ringer, and maybe he's so focused on his task of like learning everything and becoming better with, getting these memories and these fragments pieced in a more complete way, that he's just like, I don't have time to, as much as I want to celebrate and be like, oh my God, I haven't seen it. It's like, he's like, I got a mission. Like, she went back. He's like, I'm gonna stay here for a little bit longer. I was like, you're a psychopath. But yeah, I mean, that's another, that's more ammo in the clip for Baelish to be like, see, he can't be it. He doesn't want to be it because he's a three-eyed raven. You're in this position, Sansa, where you could be you should lead. You're a good leader. Like, it just gives him more reason to push her to be like, you should be the leader. You're a Stark. Jon's not a Stark. Yes, he leads his men, and it's interesting because with, Jon gone, does Baelish continue to try to push this agenda of like maybe creating a rift between, I mean, you could say that by promoting her, like she should be leader. He could be promoting a rift by having her, like, who knows? She might walk up to Jon and be like, I think I should be the leader. I have the Stark name. Like, I should be this, I should be that. Or does it backfire on him? And she kind of sees through his plot, and she's like, you know, and they're in a weird position because they owe him too, because he brought the veil, which saved them from losing to Rand. So it's like, it's such a weird position that they're in. Like, they have this rift that's forming because he's being a little fucking snake chirping in their ear, but they can't tell him to bug off because they need his men and they need the veil. So it's like how, you can't get rid of him, bro. He's like a sore. It's like you can't get rid of him. It's
like
ridiculous.
a hemorrhoid in their ass.
Yeah, hemorrhoid. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of hemorrhoids, we cut to the Citadel where Jorah was cured of some gray-looking hemorrhoids, and you know, that's great. Sam wasn't infected. Jorah was cured, and Jorah's on his way back to Dany, and Sam has been rewarded by not being expelled, which is pretty decent of a situation. You said a pretty good turnout of what occurred and what we were left off with last episode. What do you think is in the future for Jorah when he heads over to see Dany? Do you think he's gonna make it to Dany? What do you think Dany's reaction is gonna be? And also, you know, Sam's still at the Citadel. We're in this weird kind of you know, purgatory with Sam. Is like, is there anything more for him to learn here, or do you think that, you know, do you think that he's done? What are your thoughts about the whole situation at the Citadel and with Jorah as well?
Yeah, I think Jorah will end up making it to Dany. He just, man, listen, after all he's been through, I think the last thing he's gonna, he's like, I've survived grayscale. He's like, I've been ejected twice, 3 times from this girl's land. I'm getting there, healthy and ready to fight. With Sam, yeah, he is in like a weird, it is hard to tell. Like, is there much more that he can learn? You know, how much more content is there for him to learn about? You know, he knows how, his mission was really to get there to understand how to defeat them, but there might be more info that could be hidden. Like, is there, I don't know, was there a certain tactic that the Night King used when he was attacking? Was there like specific, like there could be a variety of info. He got the main things that he needed. And, you know, would be kind of a good note to kind of lead off of, like, hey, I just cured a guy at grayscale, got to go. Because he should have been evicted or should have been ejected right out of the Citadel. I think that he's going to end up staying and searching, because I think that there maybe is, I can't think of what piece of information it could be, but I feel like there might be something I'm missing that he could find in relation to, you know, the long night and what happened during, you know, the previous one, and how that could prove beneficial. You know, whether it's, you know, was there a certain strategy that they used when the Night King came? Like, I have no idea. It could be a bunch of things. I have no idea. Sure. But I think that I think there's room for him to find more info, and I think that there could be more valuable information. But at the same time, I think there's also a risk of him maybe wasting his time on that, because he got the main info, which was, how do we defeat him? Oh, I just found dragon glasses and Dragonstone. So as long as they get that to him, he's probably like, oh, like, I did it. Like, that was his main mission. But
we'll have to see if there's anything more there. Last on the list, we have this situation with Casterly Rock and Highgarden. So basically, another part of Tyrion's plan was, all right, so the Dorne and Theon's place, Yara's, they'll all go this way, and you know, they got sacked by the Euron ships, and then how about you, Unsullied? You go this way to Casterly Rock, take the heart of the Lannisters, and I'll even show you how to get in there. And they took it over. They were like, wait, there's supposed to be more men. Euron ships come over to them, start taking down their ships, and you know, which is not going to be good for them. And it turns out that the Lannisters' main forces were heading to Highgarden, which they did not expect at all.
And they completely emptied out like all the food or something. He said we emptied out all the something at Casterly Rock. I think it was like food and supplies and stuff. Basically, it forcing them like, they're fucked. Yeah.
That is like literally Tyrion's plan. The worst things that could have happened. You know, with Tyrion's plan. So that does not look good for Tyrion, and it does not look good for Dany. It does not look good for Grey Worm. It does not look good for you know,
anybody in
that gang. Yeah, not good at all. What are your thoughts about that whole situation? How do you think Dany is going to react to this news on top of the previous news? How do you think Tyrion is going to react to this? And what do you think might be in store for these two moving forward?
Yeah, I think Dany's gonna get a little bit more flustered and frantic. Like we already saw her get panicky, finding out that Euron destroyed the Dornish ships and Yara ships. So now to find out that are Unsullied are trapped in Casterly Rock with no ships, no way, and they'd have to march all the way across Westeros to even get back because they don't have resources. She's got to be like, I don't know. At this point, I'd be like, we're fucked. We lost. Like I think we just got outplayed. Because you don't really have much options. I mean, you know, you have the Dothraki and you have the dragons, but it's not nearly the force that she had before. I think that she's going to get this info and like really start to maybe lose faith. I mean, she said that the one thing that's kept her going though her whole life is faith in Daenerys Targaryen and herself. So perhaps I'm underplaying her faith in herself, and maybe that will drive her to, you know, not give up and come up with a plan. Did you bring up the piece about Olenna and? Or did we even get to that? I didn't know if you were going to talk about the Olenna and Jaime. I wanted to make sure I finished.
Well, I mean, that's
Dany
part of
before
them sacking Highgarden.
I just want to make sure I finished. I didn't know if you had anything else about Dany before we moved into like the last.
Did you want to talk about the conversation between Olenna and Jaime?
No, I was going to say that was just insane. That was just a really cool piece of dialogue as well.
Jaime now knows Olenna was responsible for the death of Joffrey. I mean, do you think he's going to relay that information
you know
to Cersei?
What? That's what I was going to say. Is that's interesting because if he relays that to Cersei, will he be able to tell Cersei like Tyrion never did it? Like, you know, like you've been blaming this man for all this. And I mean, Olenna was speaking a little like she kept saying, she's like, that woman will be your end. She's this, she's poison, she's that, you know, that could really be a crazy kind of breaking point between you have Cersei who has an offer from Euron. She clearly still has feelings for Jaime, but is there going to be some sort of like rift that splits between these two now? And she's kind of like, I'm done hearing you defend Tyrion. He's a traitor. He's this, he's, you know, all this shit. I mean, I don't know. It will be interesting to see. Dany's she's got her work cut out for her now. I don't know what the fuck she's gonna do.
Yeah, well, there's only one way to find out. That's to move on to the next episode. Thank you guys again for being here. We'll have to see what happens next. If you guys like what you're watching, again, leave a like down below. Helps with the algorithm. And if you want to watch our full-length reaction of this, the next 6 episodes, you can check it out on Patreon. Hit that subscribe button. You can hit that bell notification button to be notified the next time we upload a new video. And again, Zay, I know you have a Twitch.
Yes, I do. I do have a Twitch. The link will be down in the description below. Feel free to tune in. I stream Sunday through Friday. Tuesdays and Fridays are with Cam, a couple of our friends. Come tune in, come say hi, hop in the chat. You don't even have to stay. You can just come pop in, say hi. Or, you know, if you really care about me, give me a follow. But I get it if you don't. But it's kind of rude. With that being said, Cam, I know you also have a Twitch.
Yep, Just Your Average Cam. Links in the description. We appreciate you guys being here. And thank you for being supporters, for being donators, and for being Patreons. All the same. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate all the support. We'll see you guys on the next one. And peace.